G'day, we're up here at Brangayne Mines up on the Mount Canopus volcano, and I've got David Hoskins and Kath who look after it. No, David's one of the owners here, and we're just sort of introducing you to the Brangayne wines. We've got two of the wines here, but David, if you could maybe tell us a little bit about the history and where we're sitting at the moment in this beautiful garden.
Yeah, sure. Well, this property sits at about 970 metres above sea level. Beautiful spot to grow grapes. It was originally purchased by my grandfather back in the 1930s, and we're very glad he did that because it's been just a beautiful piece of country to...
What was he looking to do with it in the 30s?
Well, he bought it as an already existing orchard,
Right.
and so he further developed the orchard, and for many years he and then my father after him grew apples and pears and peaches and cherries and things like that. So yeah, this is real orchard country.
So it was destiny for you to come back here?
Well, eventually it was my father who decided to change from orcharding to growing grapes and going into wine, and that happened in the 90s.
Right. When the region was really sort of starting to kick along with grapes.
That's right. There was a real demand for wine grapes across the country, and a lot of vineyards started going in around that time, and orange really started to develop at that stage.
And then, so the name Brangayne, tell me about that, Kath. Maybe, I know there's opera involved, and the labels are stunning, so what's the inspiration behind that?
Well, the name Brangayne comes from Tristan and Isolde, which is a Wagner's opera. And Brangayne is actually the handmaiden who pours her mistress Isolde a love potion. And it really was David's grandmother that named the property when it was an orchard, Brangayne, because of her love of music. So it's quite a passionate name for the family. It's got real history for the family.
So the label, there was never any doubt what it was going to be called. And
Well, it was just a wonderful. When you're thinking about now, where pouring wine should be a love potion in the right hands.
That's right.
So very, very close to their heart. But they got a Bulgarian-Australian designer to do the label specially for them. And Wagner's represented on the bottle, up in the corner, in the musical notes. Here's Brangayne here pouring the mistress Isolde a love potion, the elixir. And of course, having drunk that beautiful potion, she falls in love with the first person she sees, and that's Tristan, who's waiting here in the wings for her, initially to take her to her king, but she falls in love with him instead, having drunk that lovely magic potion.
I think the labels are stunning. So for visitors coming up here, what can they expect? They're sort of driving up the mountain here. It's very picturesque. They've got a couple of vineyards on either side. They get to Brangayne. What happens next?
Well, it's a beautiful part of the world, as David said, isn't it? It's just...
Yeah, you'll see a property that's sort of surrounded by very tall pine trees, and that's from the orchard days. You'll come in here and you'll see our cellar door is set up in the old apple cool store that we have,
with the lovely old tractor out the front.
Yep. And so
which still works.
Which still works. I was promised that. So I guess with COVID and whatnot now, bookings are essential, and they can jump online.
Yeah, very much advisable, especially for weekends.
Yep.
A bit more like during the week to just pop in, but I'd advise you to book ahead if you can.
And can they see the gardens? I believe they're open at once a year, or?
They're open right now, and that's because all our rhododendrons are in flower, and we do open it up sort of at the end of October each year, so if you're in the area at that time, come and see the rhododendrons.
Fantastic.
Beautiful range also of azaleas and roses, and it's a beautiful.
So if you like your opera, like your wine, like your gardens, you go nowhere else.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you might as well have a look.
This is our Pinot Grigio.
The Pinot Grigio.
Almost a history in the glass.
At the Lane Cellars, we run a People's Choice Awards, and the Pinot Grigio and the Tristan were the winners of their categories. So it didn't come down to wine judges as such, but just to the consumers who like drinking stuff. So that's a nice little pat on the back, I guess.
A lovely nod, isn't it?
Yeah. So what are we looking at here?
Well, Pinot Gris done in the Italian style, I guess. Very clean and fresh and crisp. Nice apple and pear characters, and lovely summer style wine. Quite moorish, I find, and
Perfect time for drinking now.
It has a little bit of texture on the palate.
Yes, yeah. It's very popular. This is actually our biggest selling wine in Sydney. And,
Right, okay.
Yeah, we like to do it, and looking forward to doing more in the.
So you've got a couple in this
season.
range as well, haven't you? You've got the Riesling, a dry Riesling, and a sort of semi-sweet Riesling.
Yes.
What else, before we get to your reserve ones, what else is in your sort of, I guess, your standard range, for want of a better word?
Nothing standard about
No,
it.
that's right.
Well, yeah, as you said, the two styles of Riesling there. Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc's a fantastic variety for this particular site, and so we do a very good Sav, I think. We do a lightly oaked Chardonnay as well, which
Orange is really renowned for sort of Chardonnays.
and then we do a reserve Chardonnay as well. So the Chardonnay is particularly special.
Yeah, well, that's lovely. So this is fruit grown behind us?
Here, 970 metres above sea level,
970
and
metres.
almost Brangayne's history in a glass, I find, with that apple and pear
Yeah.
aromas.
Well, yeah, that's right. It's the orchards that were
Captures
removed,
its history.
were they? Replaced for grapes. Let's have a look at the Tristan.
The Tristan, so our signature red. So that's our blend. So this is the 2016 we have now. So predominant grape is Cabernet. So Cab Sav, 50% Cab Sav, 25% Shiraz, and 25% Merlot.
And held back a little bit. I've noticed it's got 4 years bottle age.
4 years bottle age on it, and just beautifully drinking now, and then able to be stored and cellared for some years to
And
come.
do you try and make this every year, or is this?
We don't make it every year,
Yeah.
but we do make it most years. It's a very popular product for us, and it is actually our biggest selling red wine.
Yeah. It's lovely.
I guess it's the wine that we're known for around the Orange region.
It's very fragrant, very Cabernet.
Yeah, very Cabernet driven, but I think the Merlot kind of brings this wine together, and it's only 25%, but it just adds some softness and some roundness to the mid palate.
Yep.
Sort of fills it out and makes it more approachable at a younger age, and so this blend kind of just works, but it was almost by accident that we did it in the first place.
Oh, really?
In the very first time we did it.
Someone poured some Merlot into some Cabernet accidentally?
No, it was just the amount of fruit that we had in one of our very first seasons, and we didn't have enough to do single varietal wines, and we chucked it all in together, and
Made it
this is what we
special.
got.
That's what works, and now every year you try and repeat it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fantastic. A lovely wine. Would you sell that, do you think?
Oh, it sells nicely. I'd give it a few years.
Yeah.
We've got them going back 15 years or more, and they're still good.
Yeah. Lovely. It'd be that sort of wine that you could buy a 6-pack quite easily, have a bottle,
Store a
put the
bottle.
rest away,
Yeah.
2 years later have a
Definitely.
bottle and just see how it develops.
That's right.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
These are lovely wines and lovely gardens. So
Beautiful
cheers.
backdrop.
Cheers.
Nice to see you.